Hi everyone. So friends, in our previous lecture we saw the demonstration of @repeated test, that how we can write @repeated test in repeated test demo class. We also saw that it has support of the different lifecycle callbacks. So friends, in this lecture we will see that how we can provide our own customized display name to @repeated test. So in our JUnit 5 project, in our test folder, I will create a test class. We'll give it a name as repeated test demo, and we'll keep it in a package as com.hubspot.junit5.repeatedtest.custom display name. We'll click finish. So friends, inside this repeated test demo class, here I will simply copy this repeated test which runs 5 times. So friends, if I run the test case now, so here you can see the default test name got printed, which is of format repetition, current repetition of total repetition. So this is the default display name. So if you want to customize this display name, what we can do is, as discussed in our previous lecture, that we can use the name property of repeated test to get the customized display name. So here the value is actually 5, and we can use the name attribute to provide the customized display name. So let's say we provide a customized display name using the different placeholders which we discussed. So one placeholder is display name. So when we provide this display name placeholder, we have to provide @display name annotation. So we'll import it, and inside this annotation we'll provide a string simple repeated test as an example. So friends, if I run the test case now, so here you can see the test case got repeated 5 times, and for all the test cases it simply printed the display name like simple repeated test. So here it used the dynamic placeholder display name. It extracted this value out of @display name annotation, and it simply printed it on the JUnit console, something like this. So friend, let's say after providing display name, I do something like current repetition, and let's say I provide total repetitions placeholder. So if I run the test case now, so here you will see that it printed the customer display name as simple repeated test, which is our display name. Then it printed dash, which we provided here. Then it printed the current repetition 1 of 5 like this, 2 of 5, 3 of 5, 4 of 5 and 5 of 5. So friends, this way we can provide our own customized display name using these placeholders. And also friends, we can use the predefined display name provided by JUnit 5 out of the box. So here I'll simply copy this and paste it below. And here I'll simply remove this @display name. And I will also remove this string from the name attribute. So here I will give the test name as simple repeated test with long display name. And here I will provide the constant as repeated test dot long display name. So if I run the test case now, you can see that it printed in a predefined format using this long display name. As the first it printed was the actual test case name, which is simple repeated test with long display name. You can see it here. Then it printed : repetition, current repetition of total repetitions. Also friend, if I provide @display name like this, then instead of printing this test name, it will print this display name. So let's say if I run the test case now, so here you can see that it printed simple repeated test : repetition 1 of 5. So this is the long display name which comes out of box in JUnit 5. There is also a short display name. So I'll simply copy this and paste it below. Short display name. And here I will simply change the method name as simple repeated test with short display name. And if I run the test case now, you can see the short display format is repetition, then current repetition of total repetitions. So it simply printed repetition 1 of 5, 2 of 5, 3 of 5, 4 of 5 and 5 of 5, which is also our default test name when we use only @repeated test annotation. So friends, in this lecture we saw that how we can configure the customized display name for our repeated tests. I hope you like this video. Thanks, have a nice day.